Weather Nation is providing continual coverage tonight as we had a tornado roar right on through the Birmingham, Alabama metro. It really was into the nighttime hours on Monday. So in Central Time Zone, this is about 10:40 Central Time. Now we are real time. We are at about 3 a.m. in the morning hours here in Alabama. I know I'm kind of going in and out here, not getting a really good glimpse. I'm sorry if I'm giving you a little bit of a head rush here to get in and kind of get out. What I want to show you, though, is we are still monitoring storms tonight. I'm meteorologist Devin Lucy with you. We've got a tornado watch that is still in effect for the region. So if we can muster up the few counties that are still remaining for this tornado watch, some of these in Georgia, some of these and most of them in Alabama. The counties in Georgia until 7 a.m. East Coast time, and then you cross over the border from Georgia to Alabama. That is Central Time. South of I-20, right along I-65, those remaining counties are still in a zone where there could be some development, but I just looked at some data, and the surface winds are going almost about parallel of what we have with these storms. So the indications you have some inflow and rotation to show what you'd have in the atmosphere. Our tornado threat is greatly diminished tonight, but we are getting the video in, and this is what we started with live. There is Doppler radar. And we're getting our live stream up. Field correspondent and meteorologist Brett Adair that is on scene tonight. We are going to talk with him. Right now I'm looking at storms around Maplesville, looking at storms around Childsburg. We are just south of Birmingham tonight, or just north of Montgomery, and we are east of Tuscaloosa. In the wind data, there is absolutely nothing showing within this entire broken line of thunderstorms that's still here tonight. Lightning data still show that Interstate 20 south, right along 65, another cluster to Talladega to Clanton. That most of these, yes, still impressive thunderstorms and the lightning and the heavy rain coming down, but the rotational characteristics are almost completely void of what we found earlier in the night. Let's see the video that is out with meteorologist field correspondent Brett Adair that has been on scene live at night. We're going to bring meteorologist Brett Adair in with us tonight. Brett, give us kind of what happened when we had this tornado at about that 10:45 local time. Describe the scene and how this tornado hit.
Are you in the air? Devin, it went down very, very quickly. Again, we've been monitoring storms all afternoon back into Mississippi. We'd watched these storms for hours. Began to go into rotation as they went into eastern Mississippi, but got a bit disorganized as they came down across the state line into Alabama. As everything approached the Interstate 65 corridor coming into western sections of Birmingham, things really began to get organized yet again. And as it came into the Fultondale area right there at Walker's Chapel Road, it really started to tighten up and get that look that we look for the potential for a rotating storm that could drop a tornado. And shortly after that time, we started to see indications of debris as the tornado was coming across Interstate 65. One of my good friends was on the highway. Brad Arnold was chasing the storm, and the tornado touched down and crossed Interstate 65 in front of him, downing some high-tension power lines. And I was just to the south, saw the tornado from the Birmingham metro area. The tornado hit some high-tension lines and transformers and power substations of sorts, because you could see the explosions at the base of the tornado all the way from the Birmingham area down around Malfunction Junction, the 2059 corridor, where I saw it. As I was continuing to the north, the tornado was moving into Fultondale and going toward Tarrant, Clay, Trussville area. I continued to see those power flashes as I came in, so I knew I was going to run into the damage path eventually. Had some information, got off at Walker's Chapel Road, and just really rode into what is what you could describe as somewhat of a war zone in some of this area. A lot of the trees are just completely uprooted, thrown, roofs off houses, well-built homes. I'm sitting out now on the feed we've got here. We're in front of a brick home. Part of the walls have been blown down. The garage is down. There's a car in the garage there, and the roof is completely off the structure. And as this tornado continued from my location right here at Georgetown and Yarborough Road, continued to the northeast, there's a neighborhood that's a little bit more elevated behind these homes, and that's where I was at earlier when we were talking about off of Carson Road, those houses up there that were completely destroyed, some of them swept off of the foundation. Those are the type of scenes that we drove up on, and first responders are still cutting their way into some of these roadways and neighborhoods at this hour, Devin.
Yeah, we are still getting through it. So Good analysis on taking you through the beginning and through that process, Brad. One more question I kind of want to throw your way, and we'll get to it. We only have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left here. But this kind of appeared to me that this was a rogue supercell that just occurred, that blew up, dropped this tornado, was in just the right environment at the right time, or the wrong environment at the wrong time, may be the way to word this one. But this was just a brief kind of one-off, one-shot-lived, brief low-top supercell tonight. That's what I'd seen.
Well, that's what we're thankful of, because, again, the environment here, we talked about it earlier, dew points in the 60s, temperatures in the 70s, 10, 11 p.m. here in central Alabama. That usually spells for trouble even during the day on a January day.
Yeah.
This type of situation occurring at night is never good news, and unfortunately we're seeing what the repercussions of these type of ingredients coming together are here tonight in Alabama.
We know the things that you fought, even as the field correspondents, out and trying to get the firsthand information and even capture the tornado itself. Rain wrapped in one thing, high precipitation, these low-top supercells at night. All these things coming together make it a very difficult situation to actually have a firsthand account to it. We're going to be spending the overnight hours. Brett's going to be out still covering, providing these scenes, still finding people if they need help. We're going to be providing that, putting in with first responders on scene. Brett, that's going to be it from me tonight. I'm going to hand things off to Chelsea and Patrick from here on out. Chandler behind the scenes. Thank you so much for what you've been doing and keeping people safe as you can. 30 seconds left on Weather Nation. We have no warnings out at this time. Clusters of storms still exist, but non-severe. The cities of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, you are done with any threat tonight. No more storms for you. We will still keep an eye out. We will be live. We will have more coverage. We'll let the morning crew take over from here. But all thoughts and all of our hearts are with Fultondale tonight.